Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. This is Corey, and today I want to talk about the power of insights. Insights is a word that has really been resonating with me lately as a leader, and I've been understanding more and more the power of insights and how when I have insights, when I have meaningful insights, and there's a lot that goes into that, and we're going to spend the next few days talking about this idea of insights, but when I have insights, I can go further faster. When I have insights, I can make meaningful decisions. When I have insights, I can reduce or eliminate waste, whatever that may look like. And so as a leader, insights is extremely powerful. Whether you lead a small team or you lead a big team or you lead an entire organization, the ability to have insights in today's world and access to insights and the skills, building the skills that you need to build to be able to ask the right questions, get the information, discern and synthesize the information and turn it into an insight that you can drive action on is a game changer for us as leaders. And so what I want to do today is I want to talk about the definition of an insight. Whenever I think about what an insight is, I want to talk about the definition, and then we're going to spend the next 3 or 4 days talking about some specific things that happen when you don't have insights. And then when you think about leading people, what are some of the key insights you need to know about your people in order to unlock what is best in them to be able to bring your team together to perform at the level that you want to? So let me share with you today this definition of insight and provide some commentary around it. And then over the next few days, we'll tackle it and go deeper and unpack it more. So this is the way that I would define an insight. An insight is a moment of sudden awareness or understanding that can lead to a significant change in perception, thinking, or behavior. And there's some key words in there. So it's a moment of sudden awareness or understanding that can lead to a significant change in perception, thinking, or behavior. And we've all had these moments. They're referred to sometimes as aha moments, to where something just clicks. There's something that happens that gives us a distinct new awareness or a distinct new understanding about something or someone that leads to a significant change in how we perceive them or perceive the situation or the opportunity, how we think about it, and even how we behave. And so I want to break this down today because that is how I would define an insight. And as a leader, I want to get as much insight as I can. And it starts with being able to ask the right questions, to be able to get information, to be able to see these things come to fruition. And so number one is that an insight is sudden. It appears oftentimes unexpectedly. That's why maybe your thinking space is in your drive to work where it's quiet, or you're riding a train, or you're taking a shower, or it's a quiet Saturday morning, and you all of a sudden have this unexpected awareness or understanding that you get in that moment that you didn't get during the busyness of the day when you're just doing your normal job. So often an insight is sudden, often after you've had this period of reflection, or maybe there's something that is very frustrating that you're trying to sort through. So an insight is sudden. It's novel. That means that it provides a new way of looking at something, or a new way of thinking, or a new way of behaving when it comes to a problem or a situation that you may find yourself in. And so it's something that's new that comes to your mind in that aha moment. It's coherent. It makes sense to you. It connects. It brings clarity instead of confusion. That's what an insight does. It doesn't confuse you more. It brings more clarity for a specific situation that you may find yourself in. It's emotional. It often comes with a sense of excitement or satisfaction. Think about the aha moments that you've had in your life, whether it's your personal life, professional life as a leader. It's usually an emotional thing when it comes to the excitement and the satisfaction that you get whenever that clicks and you have that aha moment of insight that comes to you. And then the fifth thing is that, and this is something that is often missed, I believe, with insight, is that it's actionable. And insight is actionable. It motivates you to change something. It motivates you to do something different, to think differently, to behave differently, to make a different decision. If you're making decisions and using insights to do that, which hopefully you are, it leads to action. And so when you think about insight over the next few days as we talk about it, it's really trying to drive that. It's trying to drive this sudden awareness or new understanding that we get as leaders based on information that we have available to us that leads to a significant change in our perception, thinking, or behavior. And so let that sit with you. Your go and do is to think about that for now. Think about that definition. Think about the moments in your life as a leader. Think about the moments in the last 6 months of your life as a leader when you had aha moments. Think about the structure of those. Think about when they came, where they came, what was going on around you, how did you feel, whenever you had that aha moment. And that is something that we want to replicate more consistently, because the more consistent we have insights, the more consistently we can drive the action that actually makes a difference in our team and in our organization, in our lives. And so come back tomorrow, and we're going to talk about what happens when you don't have insight and you really need it.